I've just been to my local shop. I quite like the little journey to the local shop, and I picked up a copy of the Express. And here it is. I couldn't resist it because it had such a striking headline on the front page, and I wanted to see whether or not that was real, what the nonsense was. Because Kemi Badenoch has gone off to New Zealand and has signed her deal. This is something which has been on the table for quite a while. It's something that was devised by Liz Truss and Kemi Badenoch, and if you look at it in a positive way, and some people do, and good for them, I'd like to be as positive as I possibly can be. Kemi Badenoch has ensured that belonging to the CPTPP, belonging to an acronym, our world is made up of acronyms. Get the acronyms wrong and you end up in a most unpleasant place. The CPTPP. It all sounds very good, this Trans-Pacific Partnership. And we've managed to broker a good deal, or at least Kemi Badenoch has managed to broker a good deal, a better deal than Liz Truss. But of course, Liz Truss would be hampered by her hand gestures. And Kemi Badenoch has done what Liz Truss tried to do. And she's ensured that the sort of dominance of the corporations, the problems indeed which Mr. Trump was concerned about in America, this is something that is not going to walk over all the small businesses that are going to be involved in dealing with the CPTPP. And this should, if it works out, give us, according to the Express, a 12 trillion Brexit trade boost. But the Express doesn't say in how many years. How is that 12 trillion a year? Is that 12 trillion over 10 years? Well, it's certainly not quite what it seems. And only a couple of months ago, it was 8 trillion. So I think there's been a little bit of embellishment, and I'm sorry if people have been taken in by that. I think in the end it's going to be about 2 billion over about 10 years. That's not very much. That's pretty well. There was an interview on television this morning saying that that's pretty well 10 times what Arsenal pays for footballers alone. That's not much when we are looking at the national economy and the national GDP. And indeed, the government's own figures say that it's going to give us a 0.08% boost. Well, when we look at what Brexit has actually done, and we look, for example, at the Bloomberg review of this, Brexit has cost the UK economy 4%. The UK economy is 4% smaller because of Brexit. So if you place 0.08 against 4, you can see fairly clearly that this is not the answer to our dreams. No matter whether we tout the figure 12 trillion or whatever we call it, it's not the answer to our dreams. Brexit has caused too much trouble. But more than that, and I'm sorry to rock somebody's boat, of course a small boat, which probably won't be on the channel for very long, but rocking that small boat, the problem is that Britain still does most of its trade with Europe, not with America, not with not with Australia, not with New Zealand, not with Mexico. We may be the first non-founder member of the CPTPP. It does sound so much like the Soviet Union, doesn't it? But that may be something to celebrate. We want to celebrate our ability to penetrate viable trading blocks. And this is a trading bloc that is so much more agreeable than the European Union. There's no threat of political union. This isn't a closed bloc. This is genuine trading. It's all the things indeed that we could want. But it's over there. It's not here. We have just-in-time supply chains. We can't possibly hope to conduct those while we're waiting for goods to arrive from Mexico or New Zealand, and then we've got to pay some sort of surcharge, an import surcharge on top of that when they come into this country. It isn't a way to do business. We have, 100 billion, Bloomberg said 100 billion pounds a year in lost output. We have a lack of labour. We have our main export market remains the EU. We have reduced investment because of Brexit. None of this is going to be solved by the CPTPP. We need another solution. This is not it. It might be a step in the right direction. Now, for those people who want to reverse Brexit, I don't think it's possible, by the way. For those people who want to reverse Brexit, and for those people who confidently assert that it can be done within 3 years, no, this is actually going to make that even harder, because we would have to reverse this deal as well. So maybe this is a purely political move to make that reversal almost impossible. A little bit like Rees-Mogg's attempt to burn all the all the EU legislation. That again would have made it very difficult to return. That was thwarted. This is not. And I think this is less pernicious than the burning of EU legislation. I think this is something that it is a positive. Whatever you may hear from the Remainers, it is a positive, but I don't think it's enough of a positive to offset the damage that Brexit has already caused. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please comment. Please subscribe. I believe there's a bell to ring. I've never managed to find it, but if you can find the bell, ring the bell. It may do us all some good. Ask not for whom the bell tolls. It tolls for thee. And I look forward to hearing your comments in the down below. Leave interesting comments. I'm so excited when I read things which with which I will disagree. And if it's really interesting, I'll add a comment. But thank you very much.